play? Who wants to play? So, I'm a free woman. Who here is a free woman? So we're aware that almost nobody is free, right? We're aware. So many women want to become unapologetic, but they're not willing to let go of the things that keep them apologetic. So I want to talk to my people. Now, the people who are on the freedom path, and there are plenty of people who are not melanin dominant who are on the freedom path. Okay, so let me make a distinction real quick. So to be a live wire, you're so very much alive where there's not all these like, should I say that? Are they going to judge me? I don't know. How do I say? I don't like my voice. To become a live wire, you learn, you do all the work that most folks never do because they're too lazy. Never do to dissolve all the chatter. Imposter syndrome. I'm not enough. I don't like who I am. I don't like my voice. What is my mom going to say? I'm going to be found out. People are going to look through me. I don't know. So the work that I have constantly invited women to come do, and some do, most don't, right? That's how you actually become the live wire that women are looking for when they say they want to be free. Okay, but hold on. Let me go here. So I want to make a distinction real quick. Because for those of you who are melanin dominant and you are called and you are on the path, or you're new on the path, or you're in that like teetering position, I like to make a distinction. There are plenty of non-melanin dominant folks on the path to freedom. Freedom of expression, freedom to love, freedom to actually sit how the fuck you would sit if you wasn't worried about people telling you you look like this when you sit. The freedom to speak how you would speak if you wasn't worried about what a motherfucker would say to you about how you speak, the way you would express, the way you would create, where you would live, the work you would do, how you would dress, how you would sit, if you wasn't chronically, constantly worried about what another motherfucker was gonna do and say, and you was thoroughly committed to your freedom because you're very aware that one day you're gonna be out this motherfucker, and you don't want to be sitting in regret that you let other motherfuckers dictate your limited time on this planet. Yeah, that. So the distinction is this. There's a nuance that needs language. It absolutely requires language. A nuance about the expression. It's a very narrow, imperceptible, yet very visceral and evident aspect of the melanin dominant experience. The freedom seekers, that because doesn't have language, so it hasn't been expressed and brought into the dominant culture as normal. And when I say normal, I mean something that people hear and they don't trip into fucking craziness because they ain't never heard it. Like if I say to you, inner child work, you're not going to be like, what the fuck is that? Because it's so common, right? So it has yet to be brought into common language. This very narrow, imperceptible reality of what lives distinctly inside of melanin dominant folks that does not live in the others. And the reason why I know it this way is multiple things. One, I saw in 2017. Two, the mere fact that even in the spiritual community, when melanin dominant people, men and women, get with all the others, there's a kind of, we see it, we know it, we sense it, but we don't talk about it because we're supposed to be spiritual and unified and one. And to like give acknowledgement to this almost as like we're instigating this divisive thing, but no, it's not that. It's just that the melanin dominant person has yet to give language to the very distinct experience of theirs and brought it into their world. And then if there has been this very nuanced, refined, elegant conversation between the melanin dominant folks and the non-melanin dominant folks who are in very high level spiritual communities, they never bring it out to the mainstream because then that would require a responsibility. That would require them actually taking it on as two people who know, who acknowledge and respect it, and they would steward that out into the mainstream of society. So because of this distinction that's yet to be brought into the dominant language in America, across the globe. Melanin dominant folks who are of this distinction, it is your responsibility to bring it forward, because evidently nobody else can, because they are not of it. So I do not speak this through the melanin dominant lens to just be divisive because Black people. I say it because there is a distinction. Freedom ain't free, people. Freedom ain't free. Freedom is not distinctly needing to sound together and be together, and just because anyway, I don't want to get off into that because I feel like that could go all the way over there. So this, and again, for those of you who are melanin dominant, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is for you. Okay. We have so internalized the race thing. There's aspects of self-hate. There's, not wanting to seem like you're a know-it-all or like you're furthering division or whatever is your flavor that you got going on up there. Okay. And so because of that, it's just it's like one of those things where it's like, man, that's some fucked up shit what the colonizers did, but bitch, it sure did work amongst billions of people. Okay. So it's just one of those things that it's so insidious. It's so in you that it's able to work. And it's like a thing that you have to take serious. Otherwise, this corrosive thing just totally possesses your mind, and you can't unhook yourself from the very thing that is in you that's begging for you to express it to the world to get you and everybody else free. So, as a melanin dominant being who fundamentally you can feel that you, like I keep talking about, and I call us pioneers because this is me working to give it language. Those of us who were born different. So we were born very coded to come and do this very distinct work in the world. And so part of your distinct experience being melanin dominant is not only are you moving through the minutia of what racism has laid down, which is just a thick distraction, like, because what you really want to get to is what is fundamental inside of the lining of the melanin dominant of you. That's what you're really looking for. You're looking for that thin lining that's imperceptible to most and unaware of to others who are not melanin dominant. Like the science behind melanin, the language, the very unique and distinct experience of you being put in language or here's another caveat to this. So if you're like me, there's a part of me that I've gotten better with this, but for a while I was very resentful of even having to use language, words, because so much of it was just deeply sensed, and you just know, and then it was like, I gotta come fucking explain this shit to people. And it felt like a kind of reduction to even explain. It felt like you have to reduce it so these fucking stupid fucks can understand something so elegant and elevated, so, I just want to give voice to that in case any of you still got that going on. Like, I get it, right? And we're here in the world. And unless you feel very distinctly called to teach less through, or even writing, or maybe writing is your thing, right? And you've been instructed very clearly to move about this in some other way that's not inclusive of words, speaking, do that. The point here, one, is to give voice to this distinction is what I care about, and why I'm constantly saying melanin dominant, melanin dominant, melanin dominant, it's not just because I'm trying to like do the black thing. It's not that. It's about the very distinct knowledge, very distinct intelligence that's in that very narrow lining and the soul and the spirit and the being that informs others like us. We're like our own global village, if you will. So the live wire aspect between the male and the female, this is foreign to us in a way that we carry it through the world as highly visible models. This is it, babes. Listen, it's it for those who are ready for it. It is it for those who are ready. So, typical, and this is a nuanced conversation, so you'll hear what you hear. A lot of what's going on in like dominant black conversations, just all the shit you see on TikTok, so much of it, right? It's funny, it's entertaining, and there's so much limitation there. It's like, this is black. If it ain't this, it ain't black, right? And okay, fine. And that is what all there is for you. Have at it. And then there are those of us so who caught that right there? Who caught that? Who wants to give language to what they just caught right there? Anybody want to put that in the comments? Incorrect, black. Incorrect. That's not what that was. So, but here's what continued. Livewire, those of you who are aware, meaning you've engaged in maybe silent meditation for 30 days. Anybody here been to silent meditation for 30 days where you didn't utter a word for 30 days? Anybody here ever did, what do you call those? Psychedelics? Anybody here ever engaged in some kind of extreme life or death sport? Anybody here engaged in any other kind of flow activity that took you out of the boring minutia of the chatty mind that's constantly judging and assessing, like many of you are doing, judging and assessing and thinking the same thoughts today that you thought for the last 30 days that has you in a rut? And what are people going to think? Do I smell good? Oh, I got to do this. I'm so busy. I forgot about this. What do I got to do? Oh, my kids asked for this. Oh, I got to call my mom. Oh, we're negotiating this. Oh, yeah, he said that. Oh, I want to watch this. What are they going to eat for dinner today? Where am I going? Oh, I got to go to sleep. What time are we going to go? Oh, I forgot I got to make this phone call. You ever engaged in any kind of extreme activity that took you out of that? And what was the activity that you did? What'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do? Because most humans are just in that all their life. So when they come and they hear something like this or they see anything, they're just another person just sort of like making narrow ass assessments about life all the time. And then they just make it tiptoe to their little old grave and they just conk out eventually. Tell me what some of y'all, what y'all have done. What y'all have done. You do what every day? Just a chatty mind going? Who here has done any of those things that I talked about? You did a 30-day silent retreat where you didn't utter a word for 30 days. There was no phone or nothing. How many of you have done psychedelics? How many of you have engaged in a life or death extreme sport? I want to hear what you've done. What have you done that required so much oneness of you that it killed off the chatty mind that's talking all the fucking time? What's Mahakala? What is that? What is that? So, where am I getting at here? So, the live wire power and the women. The live wire power is something that gets a chance to be turned on, refined, and activated the more you engage in activities that knock down your chatty, redundant mind. It just keeps you in what's called, simulation. Simulation. You go into a 30-day silent retreat away in some forest somewhere, and then you come back into the city where you live, and you just, what the fuck is this? I'm telling you, you get so cleanly into what is really going on here, and you're like, oh, hell no. And you start to see the full, that everybody is just fucking ducks. Then it can become hilarious too. It just really depends on your mind. And so, well, where am I going with this? Hold on. Anyway, okay. So nobody here. So there's a very wow. We're on the verge of it too. We're on the verge of the melanin dominant man and woman who are the live wires. And they allow them to see, and to actually really be a beautiful live wire, there's so much work that's required that hurts. There's so much work that requires that hurts. Like, you're right, just so much. Because in order to become like really on, to be able to interact with all of everything, right? To just, your sight becomes so pristine, but the only way it becomes pristine is you get slapped. You get everything about your way of thinking and doing and feeling. It gets, you thought you knew something you kept fucking, and sometimes it's like, when you get in that ring on purpose versus staying out of life, because I don't want to be judged, and because it's scary, and which is what most people are doing. Just the mind going all the time, just scared all the time. People be talking about simulation, it's like, and they talk about all the characters, what they call them, non-playing characters, but there's another one they call them. You know when you watch a movie and all the people in the background, it's like at the restaurant, but they're in the background, whatever you call those people. Everybody is just a background sort of character judging everything and everybody else, but they're not actually in the ring. Extras, that's it. They're not actually in the ring. Like Brene Brown says, she talks about, she said, she said this in one of her older books. She said, if you're not in the ring getting your ass kicked too, you can't say shit to me. If you're not in the ring too getting your ass kicked, you can't say shit to me. If you're not getting canceled, if you're not having yourself scrubbed of shame, if you're not doing the work to uncover all your self-hatred and inner darkness and filth and wickedness in you, you can't say shit to me. If you're not getting your ass kicked to become the most refined being, you can't say shit to me, right? So when you are doing this work to have your whole being be knocked down repeatedly so that whatever is true can finally stand, just like you want, like, I love these people like this. Yes, I can. I can say whatever the fuck I want to you, bitch. I love it. See, you want to be able to play like this, right? Like all the children, just everybody, all the extras. But here it is. Because what happens is you get like, this is online, right? Whatever, right? Let's say 10,000 of hers showed up, right? Or let's say offline, right? Because this shit people say online that they would never say offline, right? Or do, right? In order to do your work in the world, I want to reiterate, for those of you who, I want to reiterate that when you truly get called to do work, truly, like, I want to emphasize this, because I'm very much called to restore the power of melanin dominant men and women. Very much called to restore that power. It is pristine. It is nothing to do with this shit on the internet. It is noise. It is distraction. Our power at the live wire level is so striking. It is striking to be able to purely strike. You cannot have, well, I don't know. Who do you think you are? Should I? I don't know. Imposter syndrome. What are people going to think? My mom's going to call. I don't know. What did they say? What did she say? Oh, that bitch. Oh, I'm better than her. She's better than me. Oh, I don't like my voice. How do I smell? Is he going to like me? What are my moms? Oh my God. My daddy wasn't there for me. Oh, she's going to abandon me. She can't be there. My mom, what are my children going to think? Where am I going to go? How am I going to pay my bills? In order to be the live, there's a cleanliness. There's a cleanliness of energy. I repeat, a cleanliness. Because you become so light, and you can't be light if you're weighed down by, fuck that bitch. I don't like my mama. I'm going no contact with hoes. And then narcissist ass niggas, and them niggas is predators. And the bitches, I'm sick of these kids. And I don't like my weight. Look at pussy, sex. What? I don't like my breasts. I don't like my, that keeps you heavy. Heavy. So you can't become the light live wire that can do your work in the world, because then without being knocked down because somebody come and yelled at you about something that's in your shadow and about the thing that you judge about yourself, you hate about yourself, you hate in your mother, you hate in other women, you hate in men, you hate in children, and that's why you can't be the live wire, because you're unwilling to do the work that I've been telling y'all to do for years. But you want a king? No, you don't. You want a nigga to come have dominion over you. The pristineness that I'm talking about is so motherfucking pure that everything about you that could be deemed undesirable is so okay with you. And when we start talking again further about that very narrow lining, it's like so imperceptible in the melanin dominant flesh, soul, and way of being. That aspect of you brought into the live wire element is where we start shifting things in society, when we can be the models, the light models. This is high level, difficult work. The light models that can do our work in the world. When CNN is looking at you, when all the demonic forces are looking at you, your mama is looking at you, every invisible ghost that you make up in your own mind that you're worried about, they're all looking at you. They're all looking at you, attacking you, coming after you, murdering you, and you're so pristine and unified in yourself. You have mastered alchemy that you can open all of this open, open. You are open. You're not rejecting. No, you're not hiding. You're not trying to sound professional and like a feminine woman because this is how feminine women talk. You're not crossing your legs and trying to look modest because you want to know who you really are, so you're unencumbered by the chatty mind about what a woman is, what a woman under 30 is, what a woman over 50 is, what a mother is, what a single woman is, what a Christian woman is, what is a woman with no college degree, a woman with kids, a woman without kids, a woman of this age, a woman of this sound, a woman of this age, a woman of this race, a woman of this, you just chat thrown all over the, so then you never even get down into what are you without all of that. So then the true you can come out and you can move. Like you can be in a conversation with me and other women and you ain't tripped up all over your place because she hot as fuck. And you so in rejection of your sexual self that you get knocked around by her sexuality because you're not in your own. These are the works for you to do to become a fucking live wire. Melanin dominant women, melanin dominant men, pure in the work that we do. And then you go in the way that you are instructed to go from there. There is no, you better go this way. Were you instructed to go that way or not? Y'all talk about spirituality. Hello? They didn't bastardize the hell out of word spirituality. Y'all maybe not you, but these motherfuckers so motherfucking scared. Shut up. Y'all so scared. Get out of here. You hear me? Do you know what it's like to be free? No, you don't. I know what's going on. So, it's time. Ooh, bitch. What? So here's another thing I want to say right now. So who here is worried about getting killed? Coming into their power. Who here is worried about being persecuted, rejected, unloved, raped? Who here? Hi, everybody. Anybody? Oh, good. That's a good one, too. The attack. Worried about being attacked. What else? Destroyed. All the things, right? So here's what I want to say to that. Now, so listen at this. You got to know who you are. You got to be an admission of who you are. Now, some people, because they're unwilling to admit, there's a way that you get slung around. If you know, okay, you know that you know that you know. You are, however you want to language it. Some of the words are, you're the black sheep of the family. Or some of y'all call it chosen one. And you've been this since you were a child. This is not a trauma response for you. This is who you've always been, okay? Too much. You've always been the too much one. And all this, right? The giant one, all this, right? If that has truly been your experience, okay, and you have gotten clear, whether it was in a dream, whether you were very lucid and you got instructions to do something, and you go that route, and in going the route that you have gotten instructed to go, whether it was a dream or whatnot, you get attacked. You wake up in the middle of the night and somebody's at your bedside with a knife at your neck. You know, what else? Some you leaving out of your job or somewhere else and getting in your car and a nigga try to grape you. Whatever the thing is, okay? Any of that, that happens, you answer this because I answer this for myself. Is that yes or no the best couple things? Evidence that you're on track, and you don't need evidence unless you do. 2, let's say you are like Jesus, killed, right? Isn't that the most profound way to complete your assignment? Am I the only one who... Isn't this the most profound way to complete your assignment? Because as far, in my experience, when you really are who I just described, the alternative is suicidal and miserable for all of your life. Depression, I mean, like, oh, and this is somebody who's done a bunch of death rituals to really get at this whole fear of being killed thing. So if you haven't gotten real intimate with this and you just have it as like this shallow, being persecuted, raped, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So, have you, that person here who said attacked? Somebody here said attacked. Somebody said very extreme, because the ego is dramatic as fuck. The ego will be like, I'm so scared of being killed. And then if we lay you on the table and calm you down, no, that's just your ego. You got loud and you created this big ass monster to give you a really solid seeming reason to stay out of the assignment. That's very different. This is very elegant and high level. It doesn't matter what it is. Don't drop down here another one just to be seen. The question is, have you gotten intimate with the being captured thing? Because the truth is, you might actually be turned on by being captured. This is what I mean. Have you gotten intimate with this whole being captured thing? You just wanted to say that just to have something to say. So anyway, listen, I am here today to, one, lay down the very narrow, distinct thing that you as a melanin dominant being who's been called to do this work that you need to bring out. And whatever work you need to do, perhaps my company is the place for you to do it. The Bigger Than You 9-day workshop, which you can sign up for at the link in my bio. Vet yourself. Bigger Than You 9-day alchemical high-powered workshop to help you come into this power and become a live wire. It's the beginnings of it. Okay? Bigger Than You 9-day workshop, link in bio. It might not be for you. You can go read the details, watch the 6-minute video, and vet yourself. Okay? So the work that you would need to do so that if there's any muddiness and you not bringing forth these things that's so very specific to being melanin dominant, that's so easy to dismiss. So one, I'm here to lay that down, to encourage you to please do that. Number two, to get at, I want to play. So to just lay down everything I've been laying down here. I want to play, but you got to be skilled to play. That's the thing. For example, here's a basic example. Is there a sport you like to play or cards you like to play? And then people who don't know how to play, but they want to play? Right? Or your kids want you to play a certain game with them, and they're kids. They just want to play for fun. They're not playing to win, right? Because they don't have the skill yet, but you do. It wouldn't even be fun with them because they don't actually have the skill to play the game. Same thing. The example that I gave earlier about, gosh, this is so much. Oh my God, it's so rich. It's so like, it's so full. And when a woman, y'all, as the woman, I'm telling you, the world is not going to progress without women progressing first. Here's the thing. Well, look, all things are possible. So let me say this. 100% is possible 100% of the time. All things are possible. So I'm not saying that it's absolutely. What I'm saying is the world is so designed where men can get 99% of what they want without evolving. They can get 99%. And for most of them, 99% is enough. You know, for most people, 99% is enough. And yet 99% is hell, as we can see around here, okay? So when the woman is alive, when the woman is this live wire, and I have found in my own experience that this is not something you're like, yeah, you know what, I'm ready. Oftentimes there's a medical emergency that drags us down to a hospital bed that makes us sober up. Some diagnosis, some autoimmune disease, cancer, some shit like this. Somebody close to us who we love dies, a child, a parent. Something else shatters our world. We get laid off, we lose our house. Some shit happens that sobers her up enough. Because baby, the world is seductive. And so when she gets into this dark enough place where the bottom is ripped out from under her, everything that she grabs onto for a false sense of security, to feel like she's on the right path, to feel like she's doing a good job, to feel like she's being responsible, to feel like she's being a good woman, she's being a good daughter, a good wife. And she gives up all of her actual nourishment to maintain being a good woman, a good wife, a good mother, a good daughter, a good person, a good human. And when that gets pulled from up under her in a irrefutable way, and she sobers up, and that strong egoic part of her gets knocked down, what a blessing, so she can fucking see, right? And she decides to actually wake up and step into her feminine power, like true life, aliveness, yeah? The whole world moves. Because here's one way I see, right? We know that a man, when they're over there, there's always like this, I'm over here and he's over there, right? Then, as soon as he likes you, whatever the reason, lust, whatever, right? And then you a live wire over here. You're alive. You are on. You're not over here like, am I looking feminine enough? I gotta make sure I have my voice and I sound sweet, and like just like all the theatrics and the performance to appear like something, right? But you are alive, right? The biggest blessing that's ever gonna happen, because most men are never gonna come alive by themselves, okay? And then here you are, this magnetic, alive thing, and you've done work. You still got work to do, but you've done some work to knock down the wickedness in you. Just all the Just like all the shit. Oh my God. You know how. The chatty, the judgmental, the divisive, the conning, all the shits, right? And you're over here, and he's attracted to you, right? And y'all start connecting, and all of a sudden, some shit he would have never considered, thought about, been into, because he likes you, he's willing to finally listen to feminine power in a way he never was when he was over there. Just like them bitches, sort of like how on the internet, everybody is like a brat. Everybody's like you just ready to, you see a video and it's a powerful, true, like high level video. And you'll see a bunch of comments from men saying, I wanted to find something wrong with this. I was looking to be a hater. And it's just something about being separate, that whole them over there and us over here, that activates this sort of like, what this bitch talking about, right? But then when you get in real life and you close that gap and connection happens, finally he's able to listen about this feminine, what? And then you introduce him to freedom. What? Wait a minute. And he realizes his life is the best it's ever been. Again, this is assuming he even decides to continue, because I think this is common knowledge. Men are scared of freedom too. Okay. So what I'm getting at here is so much of the liberation of humanity has to do with women getting free. I'm not saying you're the fucking martyr. Please stop. I'm not saying it's your job to save the world. What I'm saying is, if you're the black sheep of the family who's always been too much and different and strange, and you have gotten dreams or clear instructions to come forward and do very specific work that requires you to be highly visible on the world stage, it's going to be in your highest and best interest to be free. Yes? Yes? No? So the limitation of typical black conversations, they're so limiting. They're not about freedom. None of them. They're not about freedom. They're so uninteresting. And men have proven to us time and time again that they will fight for bondage. They will fight for limitation. Women will too. This is not just a man thing. Women will too. What I'm saying is women are very much built for freedom. We're in so many ways we're built for freedom. We're vessels. We can see so much beyond the language of things, the appearance of things. We're so just hardwired to be able to come out here and be these vessels for activated life. It's just so exquisite. We're just so clamped down, and the eroticism that's required to be an alive thing, black men just do, for the most part, most of them do such a good job of demonizing the thing that would make you be alive, demonizing the thing that would bring them the ultimate nourishment. What? The thing that would shift this whole thing. And it's like, this is what I mean by what are you called to be, do, and have in this lifetime? Just go there. Whatever you're called to be, do, and have in this lifetime, go there. Oh my God, yes. So here's the thing. For the maybe one, okay, the one melanin dominant man who may be listening to my voice right now, or will hear it in a replay. Was it Matrix 4? Like that. The absolute force, the absolute fire, the absolute power, the absolute crystal clarity of the melanin dominant man and woman who are live wires. The ones who got it, got it. The ones who got it, got it. This is not even something to debate. It just is. Who here gets what I'm saying? Let nothing get in the way. Knock your own self down if you have to. Get yourself in the right place. Get on your knees. Go for a walk. Stomp the ground. Call forth the highest in line with your freedom. Do whatever. No matter how much of a fool you look like, no matter what you will lose. Do what it takes to call forth your freedom and the embodiment of it, and being with those who support, encourage that. Those who are also doing the work. This has always been it. Always. It's just we're living in a time now where a lot of the binds that were once just, well, this is the way it is, or we felt like we had to for financial reasons or societal reasons, a lot of that shit is out the way now. What's really going on with our bodies? What's really going on? When you take away the judgment and all of the meaning you make out of it, what's really going on with our bodies? What are our bodies really just, if we were just instruments that weren't trying to make the body do things and judging it for feeling and trying to constrict it, what would this instrument do? Man and woman, what would it do? Would we lean into each other? Would we just fall into each other? Will we just talk about certain things? Will we be called to do a very specific work? It's all super intelligent when we remove all of the binds. And no, because you're a woman, so you're a man. Isn't this what a man is? And just policing yourself to death, and you so ashamed of your body and the smell of your pussy and the size of your dick, and are you lovable, and you're shameful about your money, and who is he, and I don't know, and this is all happening too fast, you know? I've been wanting this for so long. And listen, and I've been doing this work quietly by myself for a long time. This ain't new. This is just, today I was like, okay, let's talk about this differently. And yet differently. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Because the only thing that can stop it is how you. This is intense, huh? I can feel it. I can feel y'all. It's like, whoosh. Yes, I'm just, whoosh, shit. Oh, yes, God. And then the thing goes. What is she talking about? I don't know. Girl, get out of here. Breathe. Well, you know, I don't know what I think out. And it's like, is that what the fuck we're gonna do here for the rest of our lives? Just that thing go, and we just get up and go watch Netflix. We just get up and go for a walk, and we just sit in the same. And oh my God, no! And here's the thing. Making out, just body to body, laughter, shit, a glass of wine sometimes, if that's your thing, to shake shit loose, because Like, check into your jaws right now. How your jaws doing? Right now, right now. How this doing? How this doing? Right now, right now. How this doing? How this doing? How this doing? Right now, right now. How this doing? How this doing? How this doing? How this doing? Folks just walking around every day, all day, just like, they might be smiling. Hey girl, how you doing? Hey, what's up, boss? Just disconnected on TikTok. And all you niggas need, body to body, breathe, make out. Some of y'all need to fuck real hard. Some of y'all need to make love. Some of you need to sit exactly in front of the nigga that you hate. Just, and have no opportunity to escape. You need to be bound in a room, face to face, belly to belly with a nigga you hate. Clear it up. Face what you hate. What you hate? You fucking bastard! I put my freedom on you. I wanted you to save me, and now I'm mad at myself that I wanted you to go. That's what's. Or keep running, bitch. Keep running. Yeah, and you're gonna be just like your grandmama. Or your great grandmama. Okay? And he get him too. You stay in a room with the woman who you hate. And just, see, this is why I wanted to murder you. I had to put so much strength to not fucking put a gun in your head. I was so mad because I was looking for you to give me what my mother didn't give me. Yeah. Ugh. Or whatever the thing is. You ready? You ready? Because otherwise, how do we become the live wires that's pure and liberated and free? You niggas too weighed down. Like, because I want to play, bitch. I want to play without all the fucking chatter. I don't like that bitch. Because, see, my mama, these bitches, I don't fuck with bitches. Because, see, I don't like them bitches believe my mama. Because niggas is predators. And niggas, I don't like shit. No. My baby daddy, that nigga pissed me off. That nigga can go to hell. Fuck her. I don't. How do I smell? I need to go. I need to get my money up, bitch. I'm so fucking mad that I lost that money. And then you want to come act like we having brunch and we cool. Girl, how you doing, girl? Girl, how you doing, girl? Girl, I know, girl. And then you want to do a business deal together. Girl, how you doing, girl? Yo, we go do. Baby. I want to play. I want to play with clean broads. Clean. And nobody's perfect. This is not about you got everything right. You do everything right. You don't. No, you still have all the things. You're just in such intimacy with them that none of them come in like little critters and have you unconsciously acting and behaving in ways that you, I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I just said that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh God, what did I do? Because you're so busy rejecting everything about yourself. That nigga, that bitch, my mama, hoes ain't bitches, ain't. That's why all these conversations online about marriage and family, if y'all not dealing with the undercrux, and again, we need to keep reminding ourselves because it's so easy to forget. Not everybody is a black sheep. Not everybody is a black sheep. There are plenty of people who are very happy to be bound inside of a suburban situation, one man and one woman, and that's family to them. We don't let them be. Is that for you? If that's for you, fine. Just know that that's for you or that that's not for you. You see what I mean? Again, know who you are. Like, who want to play? Melon down my live wire. It's mature. It's elevated. This feels so good. Laying naked together. I remember I wanted to do a naked photo shoot. See, we learn how to play small and to reduce our expression and our love. I was living in Houston, and this was the first time that I was living alone as an adult, because I went from living with my mom and I got engaged, and we moved in while we were engaged, and I was with him from teens until 26. So when I moved to Houston at 26, this was my first time on my own as an adult person. And you know, the naivete. One of my mentors used to call it ignorance on fire, where you don't even know to be scared. Or like not even scared, but you don't even know that it's something that people might not want to do. You don't even imagine. I don't know. Should I ask this? I don't know. And I remember it was these women who I met, and we was cool. And I wanted to do a photo shoot, and I wanted it to be naked, all of us naked. And I proposed the ideas. When I tell you the level of, What? Huh? No. This was in when was this? This was like 2000. Oh shit, 6, something like that. Yeah, just pure, just and so anyway, it didn't happen. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there's a lot of the contention that we're calling a gender war is really just unexpressed love. A lot of it, okay, is unexpressed love. Because if I, as a woman, and if there's any melanin dominant men in here who are the black sheep, I welcome your shares here. When you want to love, and you have your way, like everybody, you have a way you like to love, right? Some people really like giving gifts. That's me. Oh my God. My mother would be like, didn't you just meet those people? And I'd be buying multi-$100 gifts because I enjoy it, right? Anyway, so you have your way that you like to love, right? Some people like to just spend a lot of time, right? Some people like to whatever you cook, right? You got your way that you like to express love, right? And if the way that you like to do it, especially if it's something that's outside the norm or outside of something that makes it abnormal, like if you are somebody who you even hug strangers, like that was me for a while. Like a lot of men, they only feel like they can get their need for touch met through a sexual relationship. There's very few men who attempt or even think they can get their just need for just human touch and connection outside of a woman who's giving them sex. Okay? If you are constantly wanting to give in a certain way, you're constantly wanting to express, and you constantly get feedback that people don't want it, or it appears like they don't want it, okay? Because people want love, but most people's vessel has been squeezed down so much over the years that they're not receptive to receiving love. So they push it away in all these ways, even though they want it, they just don't have the space in here to receive it. Because their mom said this and their father did this and she wasn't around and he wasn't around and they got brokenhearted and they just whittled themselves down. And now they're just like little things walking around like children, like hungry ghosts. And then it becomes bitter because there's no nutrients in here. So then they become these bitches ain't shit. Niggas is trash. Yeah! And they want love, but their vessel has decreased so much. And then here you are, this thing that's just gushing love out. And you've heard this, like when you start giving too much to somebody who doesn't have it and they start punishing you, you start feeling like, what the fuck is you doing? What is this? What's going on here? So the point why I'm bringing this up, but the photo shoot and all the things, is because like all this that I'm talking about, the remembrance of these aspects of humanity at large, especially when you're somebody who's in service to humanity, then also for yourself in relationship to other beings, and that the melanin dominant man and woman, who is going to be evolved enough to really steward this? Who cares who's been assigned? Because it's also evident to me. It is also extremely evident to me. And it's like, there's some things I've had to also uncover in myself that I didn't even know was there. So that is a part of it, because I've even asked myself, well, Naima, what have you done? I put together a heart retreat in Atlanta in 2021. And the men would like come, but like stop. The women were lined up to pay. And I had to stop them from paying because I wanted a balanced room. And it's like, so what's it gonna, right? And they were like, you need a man on the team, da, 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 da. And okay, yes, is that true? What's going on here? Who's called? Who cares? You gotta really be called to something like this. This is not something you just do because you want to, or it seems cool or whatever. Who's called? Who cares? Here's another one. And this is actually a lower question, but I'll ask it because maybe. Who actually believes in that possibility of the live wireness and connection of the melanin dominant man and woman? Now, this is refinement right here. This is an elevated way of being. This is work. This is a years-long relationships. This is not something you do at a retreat. This is not something you do in a year or a couple years. This is something that takes time. I lost thousands of dollars investing in that retreat. It never happened. I rented out the penthouse at the Four Seasons in Atlanta. I put a $3,000 deposit. We're picking out the menu. This was in 2021. And it was just like, and I remember we were having like these video sessions, and it would be 3, 4, 5 women and either one man or no men. One man came, I remember very distinctly. And I can't even remember the topic. I wish I could remember, but a particular topic came up, and I questioned him very firmly, and he left. This is another reason why I'm not interested, and not even just that, but like I said earlier about how it's so easy to be, because internet feels very separate. And so it's very easy to play that the them and us kind of thing, versus when we get in a physical space, a lot of that dissolves. And it's like, I'm looking at you, you're looking at me. I can touch you, you can touch me. We can pick up on all the things and actually sit down and have a conversation. And then when a person is really coming under this umbrella, with the awareness that we're working toward elevated states that dissolve an ego and really activate our primal erotic self so that we refine everything that's in the way of our live wire connection, we're more likely to stay in a room together and do those things that I talked about right here that would be hot. You see what I'm saying? Who believes in that possibility? Who even believes in that? Elohim, you know that we know that, right? We know that. We know it's another way of saying hurt people hurt people. And you know how a woman would be like, niggas ain't shit. It's like, wait, are you talking about yourself? See, because nobody is serious about love. Nobody, oh, you mean you? You're just not serious about love? Oh, because niggas is like this and people don't be doing that. People don't believe in that. Oh, you mean you? And the same thing for a man. Because women, they get hurt by one nigga and then they be trying to blame the next nigga for the last nigga. Well, do you do that too, sir? Are you saying you dated the next woman and you didn't in any way impose on her some stuff you dealt with from the last woman? See, because women, because they don't believe that. You mean you don't believe that? You see the elevation here that I'm talking about? This is far beyond all of these get married podcasts, all of this shit talking about a gender war, all of these low level. All we need is more black families who don't be who they are. All we just need is more black families. What kind of family are you talking about? Because from what I can tell, most of them are cheating. Most of them want 2-3 wives. The numbers say that the wealth is going to be at the bottom. So just get together to do what exactly? See, and I think collectively, I'm not thinking about just a family unit. I'm thinking about the collective of melanin dominant folks, starting with the black sheep. Because if the ones who are bound inside of something, because most of the time, once you get inside of a marriage, it's a kind of binding where y'all stop thinking about being free. Let's tell the truth. Once you get up inside of a marriage or something, one of those kind of things, the whole path to freedom stops. So everybody who's bound up in something, somebody trying to get some political position, then people reduce the chances that they become live wires. And society does not change in a way that actually is advantageous to the collective because we get some new president. Because we have more black families who are basically repeating what we've been doing. Like, that is not. And listen, if you are called to do that and you want to do that, I don't not want to dismiss that. Go do that. If that brings you the ultimate fulfillment and you want nothing more and you're like, this is my God called ordained path, go for it. But the black sheeps, the true ones who are called to be the live wires, who are ushering forth true change at a collective level to liberate the spirit of humanity. Oh my God, you have to be so unencumbered with the systems at play. You have to be so free and light and agile and truly willing to lose everything to gain actual freedom. Like, this is you see, so this, whoa, that's why it's like, it's so important to know who you are and what are you after. Who are you and what are you after? Then that dictates where you put your attention. And then when you're talking to other people and they're like, no, the way to a happy nation is more black families. Okay, so you know where they live in their mind. And then also getting clear with them about what the family is to them. Because family is not just man, woman, and children. Because I'm building family too, but it doesn't look like that. In my family, we are free. We are liberating people for real. We're not just finding sophisticated ways to put people in new binds. We're not just finding more well-sounding ways to put people in new binds. Nope. This is true freedom, because when we're dealing in the realm of one with life, oh my God, listen, you cannot. It's like once you've done psychedelics, you cannot be lied to. Who here has done psychedelics? Once you have done true freedom work where your mind gets cracked open and you actually see, You cannot be lied to anymore. You can't, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay. And you can hear how people language things and how much that's like all the spell, how language can take, oh God, and have you agree to your own prison because it sounds so, and then it strokes up against your animal self that, and let's be clear about even that, right? So the animal you that wants to eat and sex, right? But then the fear animal in you that just wants to seek the illusion of safety. See, because this job is my guaranteed check. See, because we gonna get this house because then I know I have housing. Never mind the fact that you could get fired from the job, some big whatever could happen, earthquake, storm, whatever could come and knock down the house. And because it was some major disaster in the area, the insurance company decided not to pay. And now suddenly you homeless, but you was just so sure this was the secure path when you bought this house and got this job. This is what I mean by the meticulousness of language and being clear that you get really tapped into the life stream of oneness with life. So when you get tapped into that, everything that comes up against it that you can feel pulls you off of the true center of the oneness of life, you can make decisions accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to start meeting in person. I'm ready to be. And listen, this is only going to happen when other people actually want to do it. Because it's not enough that just I want to do it. There needs to be team. There needs to be people who's ready to play at this level, be confronted at this level, be raw at this level, wake up at this level. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm here and this is happening. So it must be happening quietly with other folks. What's up? Because what just happened here evolves in connection with other people who are doing this. So we are in rooms together. We're on the phone together. We're creating gatherings together, socials. We're renting event spaces or coming into somebody's hosting in their living room or somewhere where we're agreeing to come into a room together. Who's ready for that? Does that feel too intense? Does that feel like too much? Tell me in the comments. Who's ready to organize something like that? Fully committed, fully dedicated, fully for real. You hosting or being a part of hosting. It's time for women to be so in their bodies that you let yourself breathe freely, be audible, stretch, get all that shit that's locked up in your fucking neck, that's locked up all around here. Stretch. Okay? North Carolina. I heard that's the spiggity in a particular way. All right, DM me, North Carolina. Show me what you got. This shit flows. I trust all that. Oh my God. Willing to lose it all to gain it all. Willing to lose it all to gain it all. All right, y'all take good care of yourselves.